You know what no one really tells you about success? It feels massive when it finally happens, but then comes the quiet. The quiet that no one warned you about. The kind of silence that doesn't celebrate you, it confronts you. You think reaching your dream will fix everything. You imagine the applause, the recognition, the feeling of finally making it. And for a moment, it does feel amazing. But then the noise fades. The people go home, and suddenly, it's just you, and that silence. Why does this matter? Because most people think success is the end of the story. But the truth is, it's the beginning of a new kind of battle. A quieter one. A battle that happens when there's no one around to clap for you. And if you don't understand that silence, it can break you faster than failure ever could. Let's talk about why those quiet moments hit so hard, and why they might actually be the most important part of your journey. First, the silence exposes what's real inside you. When the applause dies down, when the notifications stop buzzing, when no one is watching, you face the person behind the mask. If your self-worth was tied to that big win, silence will feel like a void. You'll feel lost, because you built your happiness on noise. It's like standing in an empty stadium after the game. A few minutes ago, it was the loudest place in the world. Now, all you can hear is your own breathing. That's when the truth whispers. Who are you without the win? Second, success doesn't remove emptiness. It often makes it louder. You thought the trophy would fill the hole. You thought the title, the money, the attention would fix the things you tried to ignore. But it doesn't. In fact, when everything gets quiet, those feelings echo louder. You finally have what you wanted, and you realize it wasn't the cure. It's like standing on top of a mountain you've been climbing for years, and realizing the view isn't as magical as you imagined. And the wind up there? It's cold. Second, success doesn't remove emptiness. It often makes it louder. You thought the trophy would fill the hole. You thought the title, the money, the attention would silence the pain you buried. But it doesn't. In fact, when the world gets quiet, those feelings echo even louder. You finally get the thing you were chasing, and realize it wasn't the cure. That hole inside? It doesn't disappear, it just becomes harder to ignore. It's like climbing a mountain for years, exhausted but determined, believing the view at the top will heal you. And when you get there, the view is beautiful, yes. But the wind is cold, and the silence is deafening. Because the climb changed the outside, not the inside. Third, the quiet moments test your purpose. When the excitement fades, what's left is your why. Why are you doing this? Why does it matter to you? The people who only chase noise fall apart here. But the ones who build something deeper, something real, they grow stronger. Think about it. Anyone can feel good in the spotlight. But only a few can sit in the dark and still know who they are. The silence isn't your enemy. It's a mirror. It shows you what your success was built on. If it was built on applause, the quiet will crush you. But if it was built on purpose, the quiet will shape you. Fourth, quiet moments are where your next chapter is born. After the victory, your story isn't over. It's just paused. This is the moment when you decide whether you stay stuck at the top of that one mountain, or keep climbing higher. Many people get addicted to the first win. They chase applause instead of purpose. But if you can learn to breathe in the silence, reflect, and reset, that's when real growth begins. That's when your success turns into something meaningful. This is the space where you either plateau or evolve. Where most people try to relive the old high. They chase the next goal, the next applause, the next distraction. But the truth is, not every mountain needs to be climbed out of fear. Some can be climbed out of purpose. If you can learn to breathe in that silence, to reflect, to sit with yourself instead of running from yourself, that's when real growth begins. That's when success turns from a moment into a movement. Fifth, you have to learn to separate your identity from your wins. The world teaches you. You matter when you achieve. But if your identity rises and falls with your achievements, then who are you when the spotlight turns off? Who are you when you're not winning? Real confidence isn't built on a stage. It's built in quiet rooms, in hard mornings, in conversations with yourself. It's knowing your value doesn't disappear just because the noise does. When you stop tying your worth to trophies, success stops being a mask and becomes a tool. And finally, real fulfillment comes from the inside, not the noise outside. True peace isn't born from applause. It's born from alignment, from living in a way that matches who you are, not what others expect from you. You can have a mansion and still feel lonely. You can have millions of followers and still feel unseen. You can have the perfect title and still stare at the ceiling at night, feeling that hollow ache. But you can also live a simple, quiet life and feel whole. Because fulfillment isn't about what you collect, it's about what you build inside. So here's the truth: success feels big. It feels powerful. It feels like everything you ever wanted. But the quiet that follows? That's where the real story begins. That's where the mask falls, the noise fades, and the real you shows up. Don't fear those quiet moments. Don't rush to fill them with distractions. Sit with them, listen to them, because silence isn't a punishment. It's an invitation, the invitation to know yourself. To build a foundation that doesn't need applause to feel alive. If this hits something inside you, pause. Think about the last time you achieved something big. Do you remember how it felt when the noise faded? What did the silence reveal? Share your truth in the comments. Someone out there might need to hear your story. And if you want more real, raw conversations like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and keep growing with me. Because success isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of the real one. And the quiet? That's where your power starts.